Well, good morning once again. It's a Tuesday on the Tyler Glenn Show, the show about food, fun places, and the mayhem of life. It's a steamy Tuesday. Heat warning continues for southern Manitoba. Most of the province, in fact, most of this part of the country is under a heat warning. It is incredible for early June to have heat like this. It is causing a few problems, and we'll talk about that this morning. Also, Vegas. Oh, they spanked Florida last night. You feel that, Florida? You feel that? Oh, I hope you got ways to stay cool. I think it's time to show you my homemade air conditioner again. We'll do that this morning. Welcome. Did you see the announcement yesterday from Apple? The future is here, and if you missed it, it's okay. We're on top of it for you. That's what we do. Welcome into the Beach Bunker. I'm Tyler Glenn, and Apple unveiled its biggest product launch since the iPhone. Do you remember when Steve Jobs stood on stage and said, "We are going to revolutionize technology with this little device called the iPhone"? And to this day, the world has never been the same. And it looks like ski goggles, and it kind of looks like the 3D. What's the word I'm looking for? The 3D, the Viewmaster. One part Viewmaster, one part ski goggles, one part virtual reality. We'll explain. You're going to need $3,500 US to get in on the game here. Could be the most expensive piece of technology we've seen in quite some time. And I remember when the VCR first came out, and they were about $4,000. And remember, like, going to Walmart at the end and getting a VCR for $129 and thinking to yourself, holy cow, we paid $4,000 for these back in 1978? Well, I didn't. I had an uncle that did, though. Top load. Anyway, the technology we're worried about today is air conditioning. City Hall in Brandon had to be shut down on Monday because air conditioners malfunctioned. Incredible heat for this time of year. This is July weather, not June. Usually in July, most things are shut down. Schools are shut down for the summer. Some government offices are running at a reduced staff, and therefore the cooling can be easier. But we're still in the throngs of like a normal school work year, and it's causing some really big problems. We have some schools that are reporting, they reported secretly, quietly to me that they're concerned about their kids. And now I've said to those parents, please reach out to the school division. I appreciate parents reaching out to me and saying, this school, their air conditioning is broken. You should say something. I think it's probably step one is to call the school, let them know that your child is not very comfortable in the school based on the air conditioning that they've got. And then step number two is just pull your kids out of the school if you can, because if they're not well and feeling sick to their stomach and they're just sitting there sweating in class, and some of those classrooms can get like a hot box. And there's several schools in southwestern Manitoba that are like hot boxes this morning, and I feel so bad for those kids. But step one, let's call the school. Step two, pull the kids. Step three is that if they can't get it fixed within 48 hours, you call the school division and tell. And then if you've done those steps and you want to let me know what's going on, I'd gladly take on the fight for you, and we'll call the school division from my little phone and see if they can get things, if we can speed up the process a little bit. I know everyone's trying to do the best they can with this unprecedented heat, so that's why we have to just take some slow, reasonable steps to make sure that parents know, look, it's hot. You got to get the air conditioner guy in there. Get this stuff fixed. Or get some fans in there, or find ways to cool it down. I'll introduce you to a homemade air conditioner a little bit later this morning. And it's cheap. It's homemade. It's super easy to make. It involves a styrofoam cooler, some PVC piping, and a cheap fan, if you can get one these days. Also, I had a client visit yesterday, sponsor visit, got my car all done up at Auto Fashion. I'll tell you a bit about my field trip there coming up a little bit later this morning. Also, it's drive-in movie day today and Churro Day, and it's nice that Churro Day is here just as the Manitoba Summer Fair is about set to get underway on Wednesday. I love churros. They're the long Mexican donut, I call them. The deep-fried, long Mexican donut with cinnamon and sugar. Happy Churro Day to you. Yeah. And I talk about some new food. Big food news today. McDonald's introduces a new hamburger. We'll tell you about that. It's a Happy Meal, actually. And Popeye's Chicken has a new chicken sandwich they're going to unveil today. So lots to get to. The show about food, fun places, and the mayhem of life. But first, let's take a look outside where we've got all cameras working this morning, and some are fogging up. Just too hot. Just too hot. Look at how smoldery and smoky and steamy it looks outside this morning. I'll take this opportunity to wish a good morning to Lindy and Polar Bear and Tasha this morning and Kathleen. Tom Wenham is here. Good to see you, Tom. And as well, a special good morning to Kathleen and Quentin, who was up early this morning, Uncle Bo, and Cheryl. Nice to see you, Cheryl. And Trev. And who else do we got in chat this morning? Uncle Bo is here. The Zigzagger. Nice to see you. My basement hasn't been cold with this heat wave. Yeah, normally the basement's kind of a nice place for some relief. But it's hard to get relief. And this is June. What's going to happen in July? Damn. It's so hot. And Nick was telling me about this downpour out by Maple Leaf. And I'd seen you comment on somebody's picture, Nick, about a downpour downtown. And there was pictures of it. And there was it was up to the tires on the cars. Nothing super serious. But I'm in the south end of Brandon, and nothing, absolutely nothing. It's crazy how you can get almost flooding in one area of town, and then in another area of town, nothing at all. It's unreal. Kathleen says Central Air is the bomb. Yeah. Thank God it's working. As you can see in the news ticker this morning, air conditioning companies are running all over the place, trying to repair, fix, get parts to people. Zigzagger tells me a Cole Harrison has AC in just the newer parts of the building. And, unfortunately, that's with a lot of schools in our area. My wife works at a school, and she said they know what rooms are cool. There's one or two. It's everyone is off to the library. We remove the books from the library for summertime. We put them away. Doesn't matter. Go to the library. It's cold there. Just go over there. Yeah, the country fair, way too hot. Well, and can you imagine? I don't think I've ever said this in my 25 years in Brandon. It's too hot to go to the summer fair. Wow. I guess there's a first time for everything. It's too hot to go to the summer fair. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Those words have never left my lips. What else we got for you this morning? Oh my goodness, so much chat. It's hard to keep up with you guys. Let's get back into the beach bunker here and get to the matters at hand. And we started talking about drive-in movies already, and Tom was leading the way here, so we might as well start there. First case you missed it, Vegas pounded Florida last night. Game 3 moves back to Florida, and it looks like Vegas they're just on fire. They're unstoppable. Could they take this in 4 straight? They might. It was not even close. I have to admit, I went to bed after the second period. I'm like, nah, they got this in the bag. It's not even fun. I love the close games. Any sport. It's always fun the closer it is, right? Tom says, last movie I watched was as a projectionist in Neepawa at the old drive-in. Wow, I didn't even know that they had a drive-in in Neepawa. It makes sense. It's a big enough town, but Smokey and the Bandit. Wow. Smokey and the Bandit. Nick says, thanks. 6 months ago, we were complaining about how cold it was. And you know what? It's not even 6 months ago. I can look in my Facebook feed, Nick. I think it was April. This is early June, so technically it was like 60 days ago we were complaining about the cold. It wasn't even that long ago. And we called it, though. We called it on the show. We said spring will be canceled, and we will go straight into summer, and that's exactly what has happened. Straight into summer. The drive-in was on where the fertilizer plant is now on the west side of the town. Drive-in movie day. Where did you see your last drive-in movie, and what was the name of the movie? I saw Grease at the drive-in, but I was a kid then. And it was at Sportsman's Park at Clear Lake. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that wasn't the last one. I did go to Shoal Lake when Tracy and I were dating back in the early 90s. So I can't remember the movie, which makes sense. We were but Shoal Lake had a movie theater, had a drive-in theater at that time, and I can't remember what the movie was. Couldn't have been that important. Vegas in 5. Yeah, I think they could take it in 4 if they keep playing like that. They were just clicking last night, man. Yeah, we pay for this kind of weather in January. Isn't that the truth? This is really for those who have never been on a vacation. When we're suffering through, and I'm talking about a winter vacation, when we're suffering with the wind chill, do you remember your skin hurting because the wind, it's blowing so cold and it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas? Just take your mind there for a quick second. The snow, the crunching of your boots on the white snow, and you just can't get warm. And your extension cord is snapping in the cold, and school cancellations are coming in, and you're saying to yourself, what the hell do I live here for? And you go into Winnipeg if you can make it in there without the roads closing. And then all of a sudden you jump on board an airplane, and when those plane doors open, this is what's waiting for you at the other end. This crazy heat. You just go, oh my. This is unreal. This is the best thing ever. Oh, my, this is great. And, minus the palm trees. We don't have any of those. But, you just insert palm trees. This is it. This is what we pay big money for in January, is to go away and experience this kind of weather. And this is just amazing. Misbehaving 202 days till Christmas. Well, Misbehaving, you've gone international with your shenanigans. Misbehaving has the international Misbehaving title, and I'll explain why, because that podcast that I was featured on dropped last night, and the producers used one of my pictures that were on my social media, and they used your car. So I'll show it to you in just a second. All right. So, drive-in movie day. Where did you see your last one, and what was it? The Shamrock Drive-In in Killarney just last summer. Saw Elvis, says Jackie. Derek in Edmonton, 1995. Can't remember the three movies. Had good company with me. Isn't that the way it goes, right? The Lucky Star Drive-In. Was that in Brandon? Was the Lucky Star in Brandon? Muppets in Space, says Heather. Paul was at Titanic in Dauphin. Top Gun Maverick Twilight Drive-In in Wolseley, Saskatchewan. Kathleen went to Pulp Fiction in Killarney. And Tracy went to Shrek at the Lucky Star Drive-In. The Lucky Star, I think, was in Brandon. Wasn't it? Wasn't the Lucky Star? I think it was a Starlight Drive-In in Transcona, and the movie was Airwolf. I remember the Airwolf TV show. That helicopter. It's just be like, oh yeah, here comes the helicopter to kick ass. From the 80s. I was just a kid then. Lots for the Shamrock Drive-In. And I think that's the only one in our area that's still operating. Lucky Star was the one. That's what I thought. Lucky Star, south of town. On number 10 there. But I think Killarney is the only one still operating if I'm in our area. Someone please let me know if there's another one. But I think the Shamrock in Killarney. And I don't think it's a screen. They've taken a couple of shipping containers, right? And then put like a screen over top of it so that it's the proper size for a movie. But it's the closest thing we're going to get to a drive-in movie in this area, I believe. They're not around as much anymore. So anyway, happy drive-in movie day. And happy Churro Day. I love the churros. If you do not know what a churro is, I feel bad for you. Let me find a TikTok with a churro to see if we can find somebody cooking one up. Because they are just so good. The Mexican churro. They're the Mexican donut that is, here we go. Here is a churro for you to take a look at. Yeah. So this one. Okay, so she's making some churros here.
Then add vanilla extract, then add flour.
Oh, there's vanilla in them. That's what makes them taste so good.
Let it cool for 3 to 4 minutes before putting it into
They're kind of like a crispy mini donut.
With a 1M star tip. Do not use single-use piping bags or a larger star tip.
I'll post these on my website so you can make them at home.
65 degrees Fahrenheit.
Just like a donut fried in oil.
Into the oil. Use scissors to cut them and separate them.
But super easy, and your fingers don't get all sticky.
Golden brown after 3 to 4 minutes, remove from the oil and rest on a cooling rack for 1 minute before rolling in sugar and cinnamon so that it doesn't get clumpy. Repeat in batches until the dough is gone. I make my chocolate sauce with a Korean twist using heavy cream, a pinch of salt, and Korean instant coffee mix. Mix together until fully dissolved and bring it to a simmer, then turn off the heat and add some dark chocolate. Mix until smooth and serve right away. Churros are my favorite dessert. I'm very particular about them, and the best churros are eggless, making them soft on the inside and super crispy on the outside. Begin by mixing together water,
she was
sugar,
good.
and oil.
So I'll post that and along with an official churro recipe on my website, tylerglenshow.com. Best churros you'll ever have is at Disneyland. Oh, they're about this long. And come in a big bag, and you get like 6 of them. You pay $100, I think, probably for them, just like everything else at Disney. But, happy Churro Day. I'm sure you'll find them on the Midway at the Manitoba Summer Fair this week, which starts on Wednesday. In case you don't want to make them and you want to just enjoy churros on Churro Day. So in technology, this is what has got everybody talking this morning. This is the latest development and biggest new product launch, they say, since the iPhone. It looks ridiculous. This is going to cost you $3,500. Starting in early 2024, $3,500 will get you ski goggles that are pretty remarkable. They combine reality with the computer world through that little screen. You can operate your iOS system by simply moving your eyes. And what has got me most excited about these goggles, quite frankly, is that when you watch home movies, it can actually has the technology is there to make your movies appear three-dimensional. So as you're watching the movies, basically in any size that you want to put them, if they're looking three-dimensional, if they look like they're 3D, it's like you're walking in the room of your home movies. So if you have a home movie of, say, somebody who's no longer with us, can you imagine that you're in that room and the technology has made it so that you're in the room with them? And I haven't seen the artist rendering of how realistic it's going to look, but I'll tell you, that's a realistic looking price tag at $3,500 US. And it's going to be coming in early 2024. It's called the Apple Vision Pro. And everyone is going to be clamoring for these things. In a world that is broke right now, so many people have started saving, effective yesterday, the $3,500 required to get their hands on one of these things. Now, there was a video that went along, a couple of videos that went along with the launch yesterday. We'll have them for you after 7:30, and we'll take you inside the technology that made this set of ski goggles, the most glorified set of ski goggles I have ever seen in my life. But people, when they first saw the iPhone, what was it, 2006, 2007, went, what? What's that? Looks like a flat walkie-talkie with one. Who's going to use that? Give me my regular phone back. That's stupid. And, well, look at now. iPhones are everywhere. So maybe we'll see people wearing these. This is the start, I think, of the technology. And we're going to see it develop into glasses, and you'll be able to use it all over the place in different applications. So we'll take a deep dive into that coming up after 7:30 this morning. The new Apple Vision Pro, and you best start saving your cash now, because $3,500, that will not be under the Christmas tree in 2024. Maybe in 2030. We'll have to see. Before we say goodbye, I want to say thank you. We say goodbye to our social media friends. I do want to once again say thank you to the crew over at Auto Fashion. I was over there yesterday getting my wheels. They're such an awesome group, such an awesome family. There they are, picking up my car yesterday. They did such a great job. They had it for the day. And I have had my car detailed, cleaned, shined up before. This is unlike anything I've ever had before. They went in every crook and every cranny and every crevice. And the only thing is when you get your car cleaned this well, you don't want anybody using it after. I drove away and I chuckled at myself because I actually slowed down in my car. You know how when you drive into a town after a road trip and you turn the radio down for some reason, it doesn't make any sense at all. Why do we do that? You reduce your speed zone coming into a town and you turn the radio down. Why? I don't know. But I'm like, why is it taking so long to get home? Because I'm crawling. Why am I crawling? Because I don't want anything to happen to my baby. To my baby. Yeah, there's the good car. So we make fun of the Aztec, but this is my Murray Chevy. This is my Murray Chevy that I drive around, and look at it. It looked new. It's a new baby. It's new again. They're just putting the finishing touches on it there, and they did an awesome job. So, highly recommended. Go and pay them a visit. You're not allowed to breathe in my car. No one is allowed to bring any food or drink into my car until 2030, I believe. Until 2030, okay? So thank you, Auto Fashion, for your amazing work. And they do a great job. Fine automotive finishing. That's what they do. Fine automotive finishing. And Herman was telling me and actually showed me a couple of the cars. They've got people coming out from Winnipeg. Some of these cars, holy God. Between the engine and the body that they've got on these wheels, boy, people have got money. They these souped up, super huge, powerful engines in these cars. And then, I mean, it's an investment. So if you're going to be speeding down the road at 1,000,000 miles an hour, you want to make sure you look good doing it as the cops pull you over, right? And so they were working on some of those cars, just beautiful. Auto Fashion, they're behind Lee's Buffet. And again, they've got ceramic coating, window tinting, paint correction, MPI accredited. They specialize in paintless dent, and hail damage repair, faded color, grimes, scratches, or swirls. Auto Fashion's paint correction will bring your vehicle's shine and luster back. And inside your vehicle, again, the detailing is just first class. So give them a visit at 255 17th Street North behind Lee's Buffet. That's Auto Fashion. Thanks again. Okay, we're going to show you Miss Behaven's superstardom. She's on an international website this morning because of her shenanigans on this show. As well, more on this Apple technology that was unveiled yesterday. More on the Popeyes chicken sandwich that could have people fighting in the drive-thru again. Remember that when the spicy chicken sandwich came out and people were pounding on each other because there was some shortages of food or somebody got the wrong order. And I remember when Popeyes chicken came to the scene and they were fighting over the chicken sandwich. Well, they got a new one to fight over, and we'll tell you about that. McDonald's has a new hamburger. We'll tell you about that. And a whole lot more coming up on the show. But first, we have to say goodbye to our TikTok friends. Thank you for being here. We'll do this again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. Try and stay out of the sun. And best of all, try to get near an air conditioner if you can, if not a fan, okay? And we'll see you again tomorrow right here on the show, TikTokers. And for everybody else on social media, thanks for being here for the first part of the show. We're moving the party over to Twitch, twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show, twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show. We'd love to have you join the conversation. Come and join the party and have some fun with us on this Tuesday as we get rolling into what is set to be another very sticky day across southern Manitoba, basically across, well, everywhere. Man, forest fires and heat. It is quite the start to the summer. Anyway, have a great day. Stay cool, and we'll